Abrams.
And I'm Kristin Lagata. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this week's episode, we'll talk about the hottest books at the library, and we'll tell you how you can vote in the election this month. But first, making headlines this week. Odenton Town Center reached a major milestone when the main boulevard through the development finally opened for business. Town Center Boulevard connects routes 175 and 32 on either side of the property. County Executive Schuh said this is something local leaders have been waiting to see for decades.
50 years ago, the Odenton Town Center concept was a grand vision. Great vision. But for many years, nothing really happened. Now that has changed. Today is a demonstration of bricks and mortar progress. Odenton Town Center Boulevard is now a crucial artery connecting residential neighborhoods and commercial districts and bringing this community closer together as we build for the future.
In addition to providing a critical link between future residents and major roads, this was also a great opportunity to put in bike trails at the very beginning to make sure the town center is friendly to both pedestrians and cyclists.
I want to put this in a broader context. We know traffic is a challenge. The least expensive, most environmentally friendly, healthiest, and dare I say most fun way to relieve traffic is to provide safe alternatives for biking and walking. Shared use paths like this will enable people who move into this new area to bike to Fort Meade, to bike to the MARC station, to bike or walk to school, to wherever they have to get to. And so giving people safe options to get out of their cars is the very best way to relieve traffic congestion.
What an exciting day, Dave.
It was, I gotta tell you, it was something to finally, like, every time I've been to this spot for the last almost 20 years, you make a right at the light there, and then you just hit this, like, Jersey barrier.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's gonna be Town Center Boulevard someday.
I feel like we need to write a song for Odenton.
Odenton.
Like,
Odenton. Odenton.
Yeah.
But this is the linchpin of things happening.
So exciting.
Now that you can actually travel through the site from one end to the other, I think it's gonna hasten a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be a hot spot.
It's gonna be a hot spot.
Jumping.
And we're happy to see it go.
Congrats.
Well, Kristin, as you know, we really love our new drone.
You guys love the drone.
We love our drone.
You love it.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, we got to fly the drone over Jug Bay Wetlands Sanctuary down in Lothian. And our own Dale Boyer got some beautiful shots of fall foliage. Just look at that. Isn't that great?
I love fall foliage. This is great.
If you haven't been to Jug Bay, you have to check it out. Bring a picnic basket, go kayaking, enjoy a nature hike, discover bird watching, or even go fishing. October 20th, mark it on your calendar, is actually a very busy day at Jug Bay. They have a free guided fall foliage tour, they have a forest hike, and they even have an overnight kayak trip on the Patuxent River.
That sounds really
How about
exciting,
that?
actually.
The kayak trip costs only $45, and we provide the kayak, the hot dogs, and the s'mores.
You and Kat?
No, not me and Kat, the county.
Oh.
Call 410-741-9330 for more information. Tell them Dave and Kristin sent you.
Yeah.
What do you think? A little paddling under the stars? Would you be down for that?
I'm really interested in that. That sounds.
Does it sound cool?
Sounds very cool.
The only thing I'm a little concerned about is October 20th. It could get a little chilly down there at night.
I don't know. Here we are. We're still experiencing 80-degree weather this week.
It's so gross and humid and hot.
I don't know what to tell you.
on?
It's like we're still in hurricane season and it's crazy right now.
I can't believe I'm complaining about this because you know I'm going to complain in 2 weeks that it's too cold.
No, I want the cold weather. Bring it on. I would love to kayak under the stars with a sweatshirt and a jacket on. That would be fantastic.
Okay, well, we'll sign you up then.
And my picnic basket.
$45.
Picnic basket. Yogi Bear.
$45.
$45.
You can pay by credit card.
You got it.
Thank you.
You got it. It's worth it.
Okay.
Well, we love our veterans, and this week we showed them some love with a property tax credit. County Executive Schuh and Councilman Pete Smith were out at Glen Burnie American Legion Post 40 to sign the tax credit into law. Here's what Schuh had to say.
This bill gives retired veterans a 15% credit on their property taxes, providing an incentive for those service members who finished their careers at nearby installations to stay here in their retirements. This tax incentive is our way of thanking our retired veterans for their bravery and service to the United States of America. And I hope it will demonstrate our continued commitment to being a county that our veterans will call home.
The new law allows a retired veteran who owns a home with an assessed value of $500,000 or less to apply for the credit. The credit would be worth 15% off the property tax owed on a home. Residents must apply for the property tax credit by April 1st to be eligible for the 2019 tax year. Our Office of Finance is working out the details, and we will update you with how to apply in a couple of weeks. The new law is effective just before Thanksgiving, so it will be before then. Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we will give thanks to our
Gosh.
veterans.
Thanksgiving.
And by the way, Kristin, folks have been asking a lot of questions about this, and that's why you said there, we're going to have more information. But a lot of the questions are about who's eligible,
Yeah.
and some people are upset. They feel like it should be broader than just retirees. But unfortunately, there is a state law that governs what we're allowed to do. And so it had to be limited to people who, basically, if you're 65 years old and you receive retirement benefits from the military, then you are eligible for this tax
And
credit.
that's due to state law. So,
Right,
yep.
right. To broaden it, you got to go talk to your state representatives, ask them to change the state law. And you know, we'd be for that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's the least
Love
we
our
can do.
veterans, yeah.
The least we can do.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll talk to Kristin Feldman from the Anne Arundel County Public Library.
Hey!
Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Well, welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we're delighted to have returning one of our favorites, Ms. Kristin Feldman, goddess and guru of all things library.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll take that title.
That's going on the business card ASAP. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
It's a new season for you here on Week in Review. So we are delighted to hear about what the new hot books are right now.
There is a ton of great books
I knew
out.
you'd come through.
Absolutely.
Great.
So a nice feel-good book is the sequel to 5 People I Met in Heaven by Mitch Albom. That's out just recently, so check that out. The author of Big Little Lies, which got turned into a series.
Yes, with Nicole Kidman,
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon.
She's got another book out, which is sure to be a hit as well. And then, of course, there's some great political books out. The new Michelle Obama is
Yes.
coming out in November.
Yay.
And there's a new Reagan biography as well. So lots of good stuff to pick up at the library.
And of course, with the lists and everything it works, you guys are working to get more copies in, as well as you've got some new systems down in place so that we're working through those lists quicker. So
Yes, thanks
yeah.
to funding from the county executive,
Yes.
we are able to purchase more copies of new releases. So get your name on the hold list, because the more people on the hold list, the more copies we order.
Yes,
The quicker
so
you're
make
getting.
sure you do
And
that.
for those that don't watch the show as regularly as my mother,
Or
and
my
your mother,
grandfather.
and your grandfather,
Yes.
How many copies do you usually purchase of a hot book? I mean, how many do you keep on hand?
It's definitely in the 50 copy range for some of the really hot books. Some of the lesser popular books would be more of a couple of copies per branch. We have 16 branches, so you know it's in that range. But again, the more people put their name on the list for hold, the more copies that we'll order.
Do the publishers put aside new books, new titles for libraries?
What we do is we know when the books are coming out, when the new Danielle Steele, for example, is coming out, and we will place an order months and months ahead of time, and then as soon as it's published, they'll ship it to us. and then we'll get it processed
Gotta
quickly
go
and on
buy
the
it like
shelf.
everybody else.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's
I'm
at a
really
different
waiting
rate.
for the new Danielle Steele,
It's at a
by the
different
way.
price.
It is.
Absolutely, it's at
Okay.
a different price.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, ebooks are way more expensive than print copies.
Oh.
It's kind of a formula that the publishers have imposed upon libraries and people who sell ebooks or loan out ebooks. But we try to get a variety of formats. So if you like to read it on your Kindle or your iPad, you can get that. And then if you like the hard copy, we've got those as well.
We just want you to read.
Right?
Just read.
Absolutely.
We don't
We just
care
want
how.
you to read how. Yeah, exactly. So school's back,
Yes.
and with school comes STEM, science, technology, engineering, math.
Absolutely.
And the library always has events that go hand in hand with STEM. Talk to me about what's coming up.
So we have a STEM festival coming up at the end of October,
Yes.
October 26th through November 11th, I believe. And it is events at a lot of our libraries. It's robots, it's coding for kids, it's science experiments. Come to a program, take a class with us, and you can learn about why it's important, why it's fun
Yeah.
for everyone in the family to learn about STEM.
And this is geared towards all ages.
Absolutely.
There's something for
Absolutely.
everybody. So yeah, if you have a kid that's interested in science, technology, especially with the coding,
Yeah.
that's huge to get into. So if
There's
you've got
some
it,
really, and you can be a preschooler and still learn to code at the library. We have these wonderful
Oh, wow.
kits where we can help a kid learn about coding through very easy to use and understand tiles that a little machine will work on the tiles based on how you set it up. And then we've got these cool Ozobot mini robots, and they get programmed by colors. You draw lines and different color schemes, and you can get the robot to do lots of different things.
I would like to go see the robots. Can we do a field segment?
Yes.
That would be great.
Yes, you may.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
And they look kind of like R2D2, which is
Oh.
that's a good idea.
They're super fun.
And speaking of robots, we always have to ask you about the new technology things and services that you have. I think the last time we were in a
We had a
library,
smart table.
we did the smart table,
Yep.
we did the 3D printing, we've done that stuff. So what do
Yeah.
you got for what have you done for us lately on this?
Well, thanks to our foundation, we now have Wi-Fi hotspots for loaning out to people.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
What?
if you don't have Wi-Fi at home or it's too expensive or you're going on a trip and you want to be sure you've got good Wi-Fi, check out a Wi-Fi hotspot. You can hook up to 10 devices. Check it out for a week
Wow.
for free and
Wow.
get connected in a fast way.
You know
That
what?
is
I would use
amazing.
that on when I have gigs and I need to look up lyrics and there's no Wi-Fi at the place I'm at.
You said gigs,
Gigs.
computers and gigs.
Gigs, got
Huh?
it. Yeah. But that
So
is
if there's no Wi-Fi,
exciting.
you can get the portable Wi-Fi hotspot and you can
Plug in your devices,
free.
laptops, phones.
for free.
Yes, for free. 10
That's
devices.
amazing.
A family can check it out. A lot of kids have to do homework online.
Yeah.
If you can't afford Wi-Fi, you can't afford that bill every month, just check out a Wi-Fi hotspot and then your child can do his or her homework.
You have
Love it.
kids.
I do.
When kids do homework
shout out.
these days, shout out.
Shout out.
Grace Connor.
Yeah.
Grace and Connor. When they do their homework, can't they just Google what the answer is to the homework? I don't understand this. We couldn't do this when I was in
But
school.
you have to show your work.
Exactly. I was just going to say, it's kind of like what they used to say about cheating. Cheating is the internet. You still need to learn how to do the problem or
Yeah,
how
but
to.
the cheating is like so amazingly easy now.
It's
I
just
mean,
the checkup to make sure you did it right. After you've done it, you can do that.
I mean, the only good thing really about the internet, especially, is now we don't need sets of encyclopedias the way we used to. We have so many sources we can check.
and what Christine
that's the
basically
problem,
just
yeah.
told us is they're looking stuff up on Google. We just don't
Exactly.
know they
And it's
are.
not always a good source. So
Exactly.
you
That's
can't
right.
rely on it.
Wikipedia will let you down sometimes.
Well, and
That's right.
teachers know that, and librarians know that, and
Right.
that's why you come to the library to get high quality information.
Plus, like
Exactly.
moms and teachers, they're really smart. They'll just Google the same thing, and then they'll see that it's word for word, and they'll be like, "Nah,
Yeah, it's
gotcha, kid."
plagiarism, yes.
Exactly.
So Wi-Fi hotspots, anything
Yes.
else you want to brag about right now?
Well, not high tech, but kind of fun. We
Yeah.
just started loaning out fishing poles at the Eastport
What?
Library, so right around the corner from
Yes.
Quiet Waters
You can
and
go
Dave.
fishing,
You can go
Yes.
fishing, and I have used them myself. And we used library poles versus non-library poles. Way better fishing results with
Really?
library poles.
Of course,
They're smarter. They read.
Yeah.
they're more well-read.
They're looking for schools of fish.
They have blue ones too, I heard. And speaking of Eastport, I understand there's a film series coming up there
yeah.
next month. Tell us about
It
that.
should be great. It's a World War I film series. So it's 4 of the best films from World War I time frame.
Will would love that.
All Quiet on the Western Front would be.
Oh.
It's Fridays in November, every Friday except for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend Friday. And it is introduced by a professional movie cinemaphile, I guess is the right word. She'll explain the movies, the connections, if there are any, to the local area, sort of the backstory of the movies. It's really a lot of fun. So stop by Eastport and see a movie with us. We'll give you popcorn too.
And you can get a fishing rod
And you can get a
while
fishing
you're
rod.
there.
And a hotspot.
And a hotspot. This is amazing.
And when you get home, you can watch the documentary produced by Arundel TV about Fort Meade that started in 1918
Yes.
at the outbreak of World War I.
There you go.
How about that?
All
all
connected.
fitting together.
The libraries are a great partner for us to make these documentaries
Oh,
as
absolutely.
well.
Well, they're a
Fantastic.
great partner, period.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you about Discovery and the mall
Yeah.
and how that's going.
It's going great. We have a tremendous amount of families with young children who are coming in for our programs. We could have 75 children on a typical story time in the middle of the day. So it's been very, very popular. And then we're getting folks who are coming in using our laptops, or they're just picking up a hold or checking out a new release. So it's getting a lot of use.
We were first talking about it, and I'm wondering if this is true at all. I was picturing people who are not so enthusiastic about shopping but get dragged to the mall and are told, oh, you know what, just go head down here. Or they say, you know what, I'm going to go to Discovery. And
Absolutely.
you tell me when you're done shopping. So I was thinking that might happen too.
Oh yeah, a lot of parents whose kids maybe are wandering around the mall.
Right.
And they say, I'm just going to stop in and get a book and chill out and wait for my child to be done going to the movies or whatever.
Starbucks is right down there
Exactly.
too. Perfect.
And the new Annapolis Library, that's supposed to be done next summer or the summer
It
after
is
that?
supposed to be done early 2020.
Okay.
It has been completely leveled, so if you drive by
I
1410
saw
West
that.
Street, it is a hole right now. But we're excited that things are moving. And then we're also designing the new Riviera Beach Library, which is a year behind the Annapolis project.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
exciting.
good stuff happening.
So if I want to find out more about everything that you talked about and then some, where do I go?
Our website, aacpl.net.
Easy enough. And
Love
there's
it.
always the Happenings
Always happening.
magazine
Absolutely.
too. So, Christine, it's always fun having you. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming this week. I'm sure you're going to have more exciting news for us, and we can't wait to get you back in. So,
Thank you.
and make sure you're reading. Make sure you read. Stop by your local library. We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back. Election day is coming, and Sara Gannon is down at the Board of Elections with everything you need to know before you vote. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. November 6th is coming, general election, and it's coming fast. So we are at the Board of Elections today with David Garris. And David, can you tell us, is it too late to register to vote?
No, it's not. The voter registration deadline is Tuesday, October 16th at 9 p.m. So if you have any address changes, party affiliation changes, or you're a first-time registered voter, get us your application. You can get one online. You can go to our website, www.aacounty.org/elections. Click the register to vote link, and you can find all the information there.
Now, what about absentee ballots? How do you go about getting an absentee ballot? How does that work?
Okay, absentee ballots. You don't need a reason to get an absentee ballot, so anyone can apply. Just go to our website, again, www.aacounty.org/elections, and there's a link for absentee ballots. Just click that and then fill out the information. Or you can come to our office and apply in person. Our office is located at 6740 Bay Meadow Drive, Glen Burnie. So we have a couple deadlines for absentee, depending on how you want to receive it. If you want your ballot mailed to you, the deadline is October 30th. So make sure that you get it to us as soon as your application as soon as possible, because if you want it mailed, then we have to mail it to you, and You need to mail it back, so there has to be time for that. And if you want your ballot emailed, we can email ballots. The deadline for your application is November 2nd. So you have a little bit more time, but still, if you want to apply for an absentee, we're getting close to Election Day, so make sure that you get us your application as soon as possible.
That's good information. Also, do you need election judges? And how do you become an election judge?
Great question. We are always recruiting election judges. We're looking for registered voters who are over the age of 16, can speak, read, and write the English language. And again, you have to be a registered voter in the state of Maryland. Election judges are the people at our polling places that staff the polling place. So they're very, very important part of the process because we need people to check in the voters. We need people to hand out the ballots. You can earn anywhere from $190 to $250 for each day of the election that you serve. So we're looking for people for Election Day and early voting. We are always recruiting. If you're interested in being an election judge, you can call our office at 410-222-0494 and speak to one of our recruiters. Or again, you can go to our website, www.aacounty.org/elections, and we have a Become an Election Judge link on our page. So we're always looking for people that want to serve. It's a great way to help your community out and earn, a little pocket cash before Christmas, the Christmas holidays.
That's right. You can buy your turkey and ham.
That's right.
So I do have another question, if you don't mind. When does early voting start?
Early voting is going to start on October 25th, and it runs from the October 25th to November 1st, 10 a.m. through 8 p.m. until 8 p.m. every day, and that includes Saturdays and Sundays. Okay. And we have 7 early voting sites in Anne Arundel County. You can, if you're a registered voter, you can go to any site that you want. We have them at Glen Burnie Library, Odenton Library, Severna Park Library, Edgewater Library, and our newest library is Crofton Library. Then we also have one in Annapolis at the Pip Moyer Recreation Center. And of course, our office is also a early voting site as well.
Very good information. Thank you. And don't forget to check out their website. Election Day is coming soon, very, very soon. And also, not to mention, early voting is right around at the back of our door here.
Less than 20 days.
Less than 20 days is correct. So go ahead and go on their website. And if you want to become an election judge, don't forget to check that information out. So I'm going to throw it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. Early voting starts on Thursday, October 25th, so make sure that you register and get out there and vote. I was thinking about this the other day. When's the last time that we really had a strong campaign to get out and vote, especially geared towards young people? Remember Rock the Vote?
Rock the Vote was so cool.
And that was late 90s?
I mean, MTV doesn't really exist anymore.
Was
MTV
that late
isn't
90s?
what it was. Yeah, that sounds, maybe even, it was
Early 2000s?
early 90s?
Early 90s.
I'd say early 90s.
Really? Okay. So
Because I was in high school in the early 90s.
I think just because we were seeing some reports coming in about a major decline in voting registration for millennials, folks that are younger, especially those that are just graduating college. And I can't remember who it was. It was a night show that they actually went out and sat with some students at a bus stop. No, it wasn't a bus stop because it was college. I guess at a college. And they asked if everyone was registered, and they said no. And they said, is anyone thinking about registering to vote? And one person raised their hand.
It's a sign of the times, Kristin.
But that's what I wanted to get into.
Okay.
There's folks
Break
out
it
there.
down, girl.
There's folks out there that have a responsibility with the amount of attention they hold to really try and get young people
Oh, this is getting real.
encouraged to vote. And this happened this week, we saw on the AMAs. And I know you didn't watch, but I'm going to tell you what happened.
So we didn't see because I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. Taylor Swift is who I'm talking about
Right,
here.
took a swipe at Kanye, right?
She took a swipe at her state leaders, which she's from Tennessee, and said that those are not my Tennessee values, and that she would be voting Democrat in the next election.
Okay.
And that she was encouraging folks to go out and vote, especially young folks.
Okay.
Then on AMAs, she actually she opened the AMAs, and it was like the first time that she's opened an awards show, and she did an amazing job. Yeah. But people were calling it a political play because they thought maybe that this just in. This is good. We're going to bring this up.
This just in.
This just in. We're going to
Okay.
bring that up too.
All right.
And so it got me to thinking that maybe in Hollywood, some of our celebrities really need to be pushing voting and registering for voting right now. And in fact, after Taylor's tweet and her performance this week, which some said had a little bit of a political stance to it, they saw a major uptick in registering to vote among young people.
Well, we'll see.
And this just in, Lyft is offering free rides to polls. And of course, Lyft is a hot way to get around cities and other areas. If you don't have a car, if you don't have access to public transportation, you usually can call an Uber or a Lyft if it's available in your city. And they're offering free rides to polls. Awesome.
And also, I think it shouldn't go unmentioned that early voting has turned out to be a game changer. I mean,
yes.
No one has an excuse that they can't. I'm sorry. Like, I've heard people talk about, you know, they work shifts or things like that, but this is polls open every single day, including the weekends.
Yeah.
From what, 10 to 8. So
you don't
got to
want to
be
wait
able
in
to
a
find a
line,
way.
early vote.
Yeah.
You don't have a way to get there. Lyft is offering free rides. You don't feel compelled to do it. Some of your biggest and brightest stars that you might feel inclined to want to also be like are telling you and encouraging you to vote. So
we'll see. I really think it's a sign of times. The other thing that, and this may be kind of left field, but I think another thing we're seeing right now is that our media is so diluted and spread out now that there's no one outlet where you're able to get a big message out.
Right.
There's the networks, but I mean, you mentioned MTV and Rock the Vote and stuff. At the time, MTV was like it. I mean, every person in a certain demographic was watching MTV who had cable TV. And now it's like this with the streaming and the on-demand and the network and all that stuff. It's tough to really see where people can get these unified messages.
To its credit, I will say.
But Taylor Swift is a thing all of herself, yes. So
to its credit, I will say
like
that Facebook has always attracted a wide platform of viewers and users, and they have been putting up campaigns for voting and making sure you're registered to vote and letting your friends know if you've registered. And if you haven't, you can click on a link and it takes you to voter registration for your state. So that is to Facebook's credit.
Facebook owes that to our country, I think.
And there might be other platforms that I just don't use, like Snapchat, et cetera, that might also have. I love Instagram.
You love the Insta?
I haven't seen anything about voting on there, but
I don't have the Insta. That's kind of embarrassing.
you should definitely have it.
Should I have it?
Yeah.
It seems
It's a
like
whole nother audience.
it seems like more work.
Yeah, but it's image based. It's different than. I know you like words. You want words.
I just between Facebook and Twitter and now Insta too. That's just.
I'm sure Twitter's had
and
a lot
YouTube,
of
we gotta
pushing for
count
voting.
YouTube. I'm working on those 3 all day long. So I don't know.
But get out there and vote.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, you cannot complain about the way things are if you didn't cast your vote. And if you don't think that it counts or that you're not heard, you're wrong. When you make a vote, you are heard.
It does count.
It does count.
It's important.
Do it. Vote. What's our slogan to be? Rock the vote has already been taken. We got to come up with one. We'll have to get back to you.
We'll get back to you on that
Yeah.
one. Just
We're going to
vote.
come up with a new campaign.
We don't have a rhyme. We don't have a slogan. Just vote.
Just
How
maybe
about
like
just
Nike.
vote?
Just vote it.
Just vote it, okay?
Just vote
There you go. That's the best we got for you today. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more information and highlights and news from all around the county. We'll see you next time.
Just vote.
Just vote. Just vote it.
Just vote it.
Hashtag vote it.